And joining us now from Washington is Eric Bleeker. He's a senior technology analyst with the Motley Fool. Eric, thanks for joining us tonight.
Good to be here.
Eric, we've been talking about it for ages. Apple has finally revealed its smartwatch, which combines health and fitness monitoring with mobile computer capabilities like maps. Unlike what we speculated, it's not called the iWatch, it's called the Apple Watch. Beyond having missed on what we thought the name would be, did Apple deliver on the smartwatch?
Yeah, I thought they delivered as well as they could. When you look at the design, they made some new kind of enhancements versus what their competitors are doing, especially in the Android space. They have the crown for being able to kind of zoom in and be able to give a different user interface. It's really simple, but it's intuitive, and that's where Apple normally knocks out of the park, where you see something go, aha, why did I not think of that? It normally works for them. They also really delivered well at the luxury aspect. You mentioned everyone was expecting an iWatch name. It's called the Apple Watch. I think this is part of Apple's transition from being a technology company to kind of a luxury goods company that looks for ways to improve across your whole life. So they released everything from all the way on the bottom, a sports watch, all the way up to an 18-karat gold watch, which is what you need. You need more personalization within a luxury market. So for as much as they can kind of make a dent in the watch market, I think they delivered the goods here, and now we're just going to need to see how well consumers respond to it.
So interesting, it's a shift into more of a luxury market appeal. Now, this is the first product made under CEO Tim Cook's leadership. So how does the Apple Watch overall compare with Samsung's smartwatch?
Yeah, I think one of the problems with Samsung's watch is people got it and they didn't know what to do with it. It dies after a half day of use. You know, you can make calls on, but who wants to be doing kind of Dick Tracy calls off their wrist? It just didn't really have a lot of potential behind it. With Apple, they really threw the kitchen sink at the watch because of how they did the new user interface where you can actually zoom in. They're going to have full-featured apps with it. They really pushed their fitness suite, and they're going to get a lot of developer support behind it. So I think the differentiator between Apple's watch is that they went far more for the actual luxury and the look of the watch, giving it a lot more customization. And I think they gave it a lot more features, and I think their interface is a lot more intuitive to consumers.
Eric, Apple also revealing 2 iPhones with bigger screens. Now, it seems that Apple is following market trends now. Instead of creating them, Apple following Samsung with the bigger phone. And although their version may be better, they are essentially following Samsung with a smartwatch. Does this threaten the perception of Apple as an innovator and a market leader, or was this the right move given the demand for bigger screens?
Yeah, I mean, I think they are following in this case, and it was the right move. And ironically, even though they are following, it's Samsung that's really imperiled right now. Because on the high end, we've seen study after study saying people looking to switch to Apple, the reason they're not doing it, over 30% of buyers, is because they want a larger screen. Apple can maintain their grip on the high end of the market, and Samsung's left in a position where they're in the middle with companies like Xiaomi and some of the homegrown companies in India, denting them at the bottom, selling phones half as much as theirs, and Apple taking market share at the top. So yes, Apple is following, but it's the right move. They're going to pick up market share, and if there's one company I don't want to be in all this, it's actually Samsung itself.
Well, Eric, Apple may be following there, but they're leading with Apple Pay, and that's that feature that allows users to pay for things in retail stores with a phone and the Apple Watch instead of swiping credit cards. And Tim Cook boldly declaring that Apple Pay will, quote, forever change the way we buy. Is Apple Pay really such a game changer?
Yeah, kill the wallet, I believe he said. Very bold. You know, Apple Pay, one of the things that's really interesting about, there's been almost no market in the world where people made so much fuss about disrupting it and did nothing to it as payments. Where Apple has the advantage here is they can get quick critical mass. They can put this on every single phone. We've seen Google Wallet adoption on only about 5% of Android phones. Apple is going to get much higher adoption immediately. Also, they have great retailer buy-in. If you bring your phone out as your wallet and most retailers don't accept it, it's a dead idea. So they have great support. I think this is going to take years to happen, but I think Apple has the strongest entry into the space. And I think when you look at something like it connecting to a watch, you need to reduce the frictions for consumers, and they have a real use case to do that. Also, I think they came in very strongly with security and being able to essentially, we call it tokenizing payments, but basically means that you don't have your numbers fully exposed. And you combine that with Touch ID, it's a big e-commerce winner. So I think they have an eventual winner on their hand. I'll just take a little patience.
Let's see, Eric, let's see how our customers adopt that. Investors, well, Apple shares started the day in positive territory. They rose to over $102, but they fell back down to under 98. So are investors effectively saying that they really weren't that impressed with the iPhone 6 and the Apple Watch prospects?
Oh, well, I mean, it's always buy the rumor, sell the news, and that's what happened today. It wasn't just Apple, it was every single supplier. This is a common occurrence with Apple, and the only thing that I would say to people looking at that is you can look at the day of the announcements, or you can look at a 5-year chart and where that went with it. So I won't focus on this on too much. What I would say is people saw it, they were very excited, but at the end of the day, we knew that there's going to be 2 iPhone models that came in exactly as expected, and something like an iWatch, there's absolutely no way to judge that. We're going to have to see until it gets out to consumers. That could very much go either way.
All right.
Hold up on that.
All right. Thank you so much, Eric Bleeker, Senior Technology Analyst with the Motley Fool.